G'day everyone and welcome to the shed. Thanks for being here. Just like to take a minute to really thank everyone who supports me throughout this crazy project and during the live streams. How many of you are watching, and the ones who join in and drop out, and the ones who chat and the ones who don't. Thank you everyone for your support. I really appreciate it. Without your encouragement, I probably wouldn't be doing this right now. So what's been going on since last week? Well, to tell you the truth, absolute bloody work. Work's been driving me crazy. You know, just flat out at work. And yes, I just got a message from someone. Yeah. My friend Mark, he's over in the UK visiting his mum at the moment, having a bit of a fun time, but it's bloody cold over there. So g'day Mark, if you're watching. Actually, I'll say I'm live. I'm live on YouTube now. Hang on, I am live on. So anyway, right, sorry for that little bit of distraction. G'day Bill, thanks for being here. I'll run through the chat quickly. The main man G says here the gong is back. Yeah, spelling mistake. I still haven't fixed that from last week. Stylesy, he's conducting some business in private. Maybe a little bit too much information, but thanks Stylesy for tuning in. Cody, he's here. Cody's here. The guys on the other live stream call me the spaceman. And all right, Mark wants the link. Hang on, Mark. Sorry, folks, I shouldn't be doing this, but I am. Sorry, folks, I shouldn't be doing this. Oh, a bit of delay there, hang on. Share, copy link. Send that to Mark. I think he's over in the UK at the moment. There you go, Mark. There's a link on YouTube. Right, back to it. John. G'day, John. I don't think I've seen you in the chat here before, mate. Thanks for being here. Peter's in the house. G'day, mates. Peter's giving a g'day, mates, and a wave. His internet's playing up, but he's still here. That's the main thing. Who else is here? Roger the Pirate. Oh, Roger the Pirate. Go check out Roger the Pirate. Go check out his channel. He does food reviews, beer reviews. Him and his half brother, Robbo 5 Life. Go give him a bit of love, tell them I sent you. Once a week or so they do. Every so often they'll do a live stream, or Roger does. Like I said, Bill's here. Mum and Dad. They've just joined in. They're over on Facebook. Thanks, Mum and Dad, for being here. And g'day, JKH Friends Gaming. G'day, mates. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, so... All right. Well, last week we talked about the rear rolls. They're over there. I think I did show them. It's just a lot of work happening or not happening at the moment. I'm still working on the gear guard cover, as you can see in the background, which I'll do a close-up with. Oh, excuse me. You didn't miss much, G. Just a bit of a shout-out to everyone and a couple of little interruptions. Excuse me, other than that, not much. If you're playing a drinking game tonight, you might have seen me have a quick cup of tea before. Every time I say I try and not say it, and I do. Have a drink of your favourite beverage. So every time I say and somebody can put it in the chat if they like, or leave a comment down below later, or even now to see what the algorithm says. And there's a shed dog. Come here, shed dog. Come here. Come on. Hey, everybody likes to see a shed dog. Oh, you're out of picture now. Hang on. Come here. Come here. Oh. Come here, shed dog. Come here. Come on. Maxie. Okay, shed dog's name is Max. About 10 months old now, and he likes to, being a pup, he likes to go and chew things, and one of his favourite things to go and chew especially is we've got some clay left over from a job that we did here at home. Part of the shed we had to build a a drainage pit for the overflow of the tank. It's a legitimate word, Peter reckons, so don't shame it. Okay, I think I've said it like 3 or 4 times now. So if you are playing a drinking game, you're probably going to be drunk by the end of this live stream. Not that we're going to go forever tonight. So anyway, it is what it is. There I go again. So take another swig. I'll have to bring my own bottle or something. I should go and approach one of these micro breweries. I don't mind the ginger beer, and I should go and get a ginger beer made, especially for the shed, and I'll call it something like Roller's Brew ginger beer or something like that. I've had that in the back of my mind for a while now. So Peter will be drunk by now. So it's something I should go and do. I haven't done, but I've thought about it. It's one of those things. Those micro breweries, it's a good way to support them because they do runs and they can make small batches of stuff, and you just never know what's going to come of it. So that's what it is. I can't show you. Oh, God, what can I show you? We took the thumbnail you would have seen is the wife and I with the dogs down the off-leash dog beach near us. It's about 20 minutes away from us. I'll throw that up. Actually, what I can show you. Right. What I can show. Right, this is from the other day. And this is the steamroller at the club I belong to, the Aveling and Porter steamroller. Yeah, it's looking all right on screen. And we're doing some regular maintenance at the moment, and we've found a few issues that we have to address. So the other day I went down and washed out the boiler, washed out inside the firebox and all that sort of stuff. It's something you need to do. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, folks. Something you need to do with these steam vehicles is you do need to do maintenance from time to time, and regularly we wash the boilers out, make sure they're nice and clean on the inside and everywhere else. And it does help when they're clean, when we're working on them. As our friend, my offsider, who's also in here, there we go. One interesting thing I did find, there it is there, is this spoon. This actually came out of the boiler. So you might wonder, how the hell did that get in there? Well, this particular steamroller sat in a park, and the park it sat in was New Farm Park in Brisbane. It's a very famous park. It's a very popular park, and it sat there for at least 20, 25, 30 years, something like that. And the kids were able to climb all over it and on it and around it and under it, on it, you name it, they did. And when we first started cleaning this thing out, we found all sorts of things. And during the recent washout, this has obviously got itself into a situation where it couldn't get out. And this time round, we managed to get it out with the help of a magnet, as you can see on the bottom of the screen there. When we started, when we got the roller home, not that one I'm working on at the club, but the one we're working on here, when we got it at home and we started cleaning things out, we found all sorts of things inside the boiler. Not just the boiler, well, we found a lot of lime scale, but in the tender we found a can, a soft drink can, a steel soft drink can when they used to make ones in steel. So that's the sort of thing. It's amazing what happens when you sit something in a park for a long time. To give you an idea, this is where you stand on and drive, and that's also where you put your timber or your coal in to make the fire. At the top of the photo there, you see the gauge glasses that gives us an indication of how much water is in the boiler. And there's usually a duct board plus another board that sits over the rear axle here, and we've taken those out for the purpose of cleaning. And this is looking underneath, just one view underneath. Normally where that bar is, and you can see that bar with the two nuts being held on, the fire bars sit on top of those, and then the fire sits on top of the fire bars. The row of rivets around the bottom here, that's holding a ring. As you can see, it's a rectangular ring, and they call that the foundation ring, and that holds everything together, plus all the other stays inside the firebox. We regularly, like I said, we regularly take these out, clean everything out, check everything out. We're doing some minor maintenance work. There's a heap of, down the bottom of the photo here, there was where you can see the belly tank. Thanks, Mark. Mark's watching. He's complimenting me on the work I've done, which is the same sort of work that Mark does. Mark and I work together, and right here was all built up with crud, so I managed to gurney that down, wash it down with the power washer, pressure washer, whatever you want to call it. And it's just going to make our life a lot easier when we have to get up inside and just inspect a few things or get underneath it. This happens from time to time. It's just part of the regular maintenance that we do, and to keep these things running. And as you can see, holding a torch, lying down, looking up inside the firebox to just to see what's what. It's not the most comfortable position. I had some disposable overalls, so I put those on. The ash pan, you can see, is behind my head and sitting in front. It's just easier to get all of that out of the way. And I've got to thank Mark for doing a lot of the hard work. I just come in and do some of the easy stuff. So there's a few, like I said, there's a few little maintenance jobs we got to do, and we'll definitely get on to doing that. Now, you can't make it out, but that's looking in where that spoon was. This is one of the handheld doors. There's a door that goes in. You can get your hand in there and get out any dirt and debris and whatever else gets into the boiler. And right in that corner, unfortunately, I couldn't get the camera to focus on the spoon sitting in that corner, but that's where it came from. It's right in the back corner. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a genuine stainless steel spoon. It's still in pretty good condition. You know, it's just one of those things. So anyway, we'll stop sharing the screen now, and we'll go over to the bench. Let's see. Let's just play. Cool, Roger. Roger's a pretty talented guy. He teaches Muay Thai down where he lives, and he's just having a cup of coffee and enjoying the show and joining us after cleaning up the dojo. Good on you, Roger. Good job there. Hang on, let's. Well, Peter. Yeah, I know YouTube's got standards, but nothing I'm going to show is going to worry us tonight. Cody's on the iced coffee. No scotch tonight. Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. Yeah, Roger. Right, let's play catch a ball with the silver spoon. Well, I wish I was. Oh yes, your blockage problem, Bill. That's not a problem. Yeah, Peter. I don't think I've got that steel can anymore. I don't know why. I thought I did keep it. I do have a VB throwdown bottle that we scored. Anyway, right. So let's go over to bench cam. Now this is the other camera. I've got me. There you go. Take another swig. Haven't seen Emma in the chat tonight. Maybe she's coming in late. Hello. We're on the other cam over here. I'm going to turn it around and turn it down here. We're going to look at the gear guard cover. Now, if any of you watch Emma's Spare Room Machine Shop, she was talking about this last night. Now, yeah, we're all good on the audio. Nobody's rung me or anything like that. Now, hers is slightly bigger than this one. This one's not that big. In terms of size, I'll give you a quick rough down. So it's about 4.5 inches deep. I've talked about this before. It's got quite a bit of cancer in it because of the way it sits on the roller. So it sort of sits like that. And this cover goes on there, covers the worm wheel. The steering shaft comes down like so through here where my finger's going. And the water over time, because once again, this steamroller sat in the park for 50 years. It worked all its life pretty well outside. I don't think it was undercover at all. It did have a roof, but by the time we got it, the roof had gone, it had been taken off. I do have photos of the roof in place up until about the 90s or some mid-90s or something like that. So that's all well and gone, and therefore I'll have to make a new one, or parts to make a new one. And that's going to be easy because we've got the drawings, and also Dan down in Melbourne, who's restoring 16933, same steamroller as this one, has already gone ahead and done that. He's done some fantastic work on his. I'll have to get his permission to show his photos on one of the live streams one night. So it's going to be cut here. I'm going to have to make a cut there, replace this section. Emma said she's going to get one of these made. I think I might cut that out. But it has been welded manually, as in manual arc welding, not TIG welding like I'm going to do here shortly. There's a lot of cancer, as you can see up close. It has been welded on the inside. They didn't weld it on the outside, which is it's definitely made it a needed job. The welding, I suppose, for the time is pretty good. There's a lot of weld splatter in there. With manual metal arc welding, you do get a lot of weld splatter. Now, weld splatter is where we really can't see it. It's basically just, whoops. It's basically little beads of molten metal come off during the welding process, and they stick to the metal. And you usually go back and clean that up afterwards. Let's see. What's in our chat here? Right. So, as per Peter's suggestion, I've got the iPad over here with the chat now. So I've got my glasses on. I can see the chat. I don't have to keep looking over there. I can just look over here, but I'm looking over on the big screen. Now, when Emma was doing hers the other night, we're looking at Emma's. She was showing it on her live stream. There's that like that. And then I thought I had... And on hers, she has another hole further up, just a hole. I have no idea what that's for, and I thought this one had one too, but it doesn't. So I gave you a bum steer there, Emma. I didn't have one. So I'm going to throw the welding helmet on, and I'm going to do some welding because there's a bit of a divot right here. Oh, actually, there's a couple. So I'll put my gloves on, I'll turn the TIG welder on, and we'll fill that up on the live stream here. I've already turned the gas on, I'll turn the welder on. I've got it ground already, or earthed, however you want to say what it is. I'm going to up the amperage because the amperage was a bit low from the job I was doing the other night. In fact, I was welding up this. When these, like I said before, when these were placed in parks, they welded up different pieces, and when we cut it off, this edging became a bit sharp. In fact, it's got a little bit of a burr on it right now, which I need to fix up. It's just, so I got the TIG welder. The TIG welder is ideal for doing thin stuff. To get to and weld those up, grind it back, and make it look pretty. So I'm going to crank up the welder here. You're going to see a fairly bright light. I don't know how this camera is going to react. The iPhone, I did some welding the other day, and the iPhone handled it pretty well, but I don't know how this one's going to go. So let's see how this goes. Keeping a fairly tight arc while I do this. And I'll probably have to run a couple of beads. Keeping the torch over while the gas, oh yeah. Yeah, the old cameras don't like that. It just goes, I think it's just the light that's too bright. It just goes way out of focus. Yeah, Pete, doing arc welding, yep. Now, oh, excuse me. The problem with TIG welding is that everything's got to be really clean. And I did have it, I sandblasted this before. I've pretty well cleaned everything, but I think my filler rod, even though it's kept in a plastic container, there's a slight bit of contamination on there. And I can see the porosity in the weld. It's not too bad. Maybe I'm running it a bit hot. Crank it back down to 60 amps. It's still on the job. It's filling it up. So I'll just give me filler rod a bit of a clean up with acetone. I didn't the tungsten electrode. So this, for those of you who haven't seen it, this is a TIG torch. That's the electrode there. It was pretty clean when I started. It was very clean. However, this steel being 100 years old, there's probably a lot of impurities in it. It's probably nothing clean. It's not as clean as the modern day steels are today. So when you heat it up, or when you weld it, especially with TIG, it could bring out, or not could, it probably does bring out a lot of impurities. Now I'm just looking in the cupboard for the acetone, and I've walked straight past it. And ideally, if you what I've found with so far welding the older steels, no, it doesn't, Peter. I found welding the older steels, sometimes the good old arc welder is probably just as good. Maybe it's something to do with the welding electrodes, which it probably is, type of steel or type of electrode that it's made out of, type of whatever. A welding expert can explain it better than me. But all these filler rods, welding rods, filler rods, they're all made up of different material. And sometimes they will react differently to other materials. In saying that, it's worthwhile giving it a go. And if it doesn't get any better, well, I can always grind it out again and have another go. Right, welding helmet back on. Let's try this again. I wonder if I, okay. Maybe if I go back, further back. Let's take that back. How does that look? Yeah, you're going to get... that's a bit further back. Let's see how it goes this time. Sorry if that's... let me know how that sounds with the helmet down. Turning the amperage down, it's not going to get as hot, but I'm not going to go as quick. That's better. That's much better. How did that look that time, fellas? I didn't quite catch it. I'm going to have to watch it on the replay, see how it looks. You can see the iPad in the corner. I'm looking at that at the chat. And there's the welder kicking in with its fan. Thanks, Roger. I didn't know there was that many likes. Certainly appreciate the support there. Yeah. Righto, so we'll do a bit more welding, then I'll jump back in front of the computer and we might round things up a bit. Just do a bit more here. So this is all part of a restoration project, regardless of whether it's a steamroller, motorbike, car. If you want to do a proper job, you really need to go to these lengths to do stuff like this. It may seem overkill, it does take time, but it really does. It's the end result that's going to matter, and it may be a bit extreme for some people, but that's the way I want to do the project. So that's how we're rolling. Just run another bead along here. Of course, once this cools down, I won't do it tonight, but at another time, I'll grind this back flush and make it look nice. Clean it all up. And as I mentioned before, I quite like the TIG welding process. The only thing I'd like to do is do it a bit more, get a bit more consistent at it, get better at it. Of course, that comes with time and practice and repeating the welding process. I went a bit off course there. There we go. So that is looking much better. Actually, going further back, it doesn't seem to be as out of focus as it was before. All right, I'll bring you in for a closer look. All right, there we go. Now that's turned out. Oh, it's getting a bit warm there. Now I've filled those areas up. I'll grind them back flush, see how they look. If need be, I'll add a bit more in. I might even add there's a few other heavy scrape marks there which might need to be tickled up just to make it look better. Once it gets some paint on. Oh, shaving cream, that's hot. Shaving cream. Don't put your fingers on a recently welded piece of steel because you will get burnt. Right, I don't know how many times I've done that before, and I'll probably do it again as well. Right, so that's it for that. Let's put that back up here out the way. Look at that handsome fella. The tender's still over there. We haven't done anything else with it. Hello. Bugger. The old clamps, giving up the ghost. I think I'm going to have to rectify that problem. Righto, there we go. Right, let's turn this off. That's better. Turn our welding helmet over to grind and not weld, because otherwise it uses up the battery. And we'll put those things away for later. Actually, I'll swing around. Actually, no. Here's what I'll do. Okay, one of the other jobs we got to do. Now everything's in the way. This is one of these stone chip deflectors. Let's see if we can get a wider angle. There we go. This is one of the stone chip deflectors off an Aveling and Porter steamroller. This is a sample, and we don't have any stone chip deflectors on the steamroller down at the shed at Old Petretown, down at the club I'm in. So we've got this one here as a sample. This is an original one off another Aveling and Porter steamroller, and we're in the process of making another two. So we've got one for the left, one for the right. Now, this here is the new one. Now, I obtained some steel through my work. This is 55mm 4140. It's surplus to their use because of the rust on it. The surface rust. So there's a few lengths of these that got hold of, and for the right price, you don't argue what it is. Originally, this one here would have been just mild steel, and this new steel, this 4140, is overkill for the job it's going to do. But when it's free, you don't argue, you just grab it. I've roughed this down on the lathe at work, the bigger lathe at work, and I'm going to finish this off here on my lathe. So I just got to get this to size, spin it around and reduce this down. Mark, who's there watching, he's going to make this plate for it, and then we're going to weld it on. And in fact, yeah. So this is we've got the drawing, but having a sample's even better. So this is about 1 3/8, and this is 2 inch roughly, somewhere around there. Yeah, 2 inch, 1 3/8, something like that. 36, 37 mil. So yeah, 36 mil. It converts over pretty easy. So there's another job to do on the lathe. which won't be done tonight. I'll have to put it in my lathe, face the end, get it running true, all that sort of stuff. It's a simple turning job. It won't take that long, but it's just another job to do. Not that I'm taking on another project, but I am, so to speak. Righto, so this is, yeah, right. So that clamp that's holding this bracket on and wobbling around like you wouldn't believe, that's not good. There we go. Yeah, this clamp just never really liked it. Anyway, I'll sort that out later. All right, back over to the big screen. Yeah, we've all been there, Cody. We've all been there, done that. That's for sure. Yeah, you're right, Pete. 4140 is good stuff at any price. And it's excuse me. It's regularly available. It's a good, I won't say an all-round material, but it does have some. You don't use it in all situations, but it can be very useful. So I got to read these comments before I put them up. I think I know which one you're better at, Bill. Wondering when you are gonna touch it and get but, hey, bit of entertainment. Well, Bill, I reckon you should go live. It'd be good to see you go live, Bill. It'd certainly be entertaining, that's for sure. Now, so that's sort of what's happening in the shed. Bit of this, bit of that. I keep complaining about how work gets in the way. At the moment, I'm doing a lot of Ks. I drive a lot for work, and I am on the road all day. I jump in the truck at 6:30 in the morning, and I don't get out until 4:30 in the afternoon. I do stop and have to get out and do things, but it's just constant go, go, go. Just mainly because of where our work is at the moment, where you know, I'm 3/4 of an hour away from home or base, 3/4 maybe up to an hour on one job. Same again in the other direction, and it just takes up time. And then when I get on site, in some cases, the machines are all over the place on the site, so I have to go to each machine, and that takes up a lot of time too. It evens out a little bit, but at the moment it's just really crazy, and that's just getting to me a bit, you know. But anyway, so what do we got here? Roger, Mark has gloves on from burns, and Cody, and also protects him from burns and UV burns. Yeah, absolutely right, Roger. TIG welding, well, all welding processes give off UV, ultraviolet lights, ultraviolet rays, I should say. TIG welding gives off more than, say, manual metal arc welding or stick welding, MIG welding, you know, sort of thing. But like in any situation, you need to dress appropriately. As you can see, I got long sleeves on, my shirt's buttoned up, I got the gloves, because it does, you know, you're putting out a fair bit of heat there, and it just, I have seen people do it, and I just don't know how they do it. You can get like sleeves that go on if you've got a short sleeve shirt. Some TIG welders who just purely do TIG welding have sleeves, and they wear different types of gloves. Like I said before, the gloves, those gloves there were given to me by Mark, my mate here, who's in the chat or watching. They're great gloves, they really are. You'd almost consider them motorbike gloves. If anyone rides their motorbikes, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They're virtually identical, and they're great. Yeah, gee, you're right. Wrap it before you tap it. Wrong gloves. Oh boy, you boys crack me up. And Bill drives through. No, I'm not in this situation, Bill. Yeah, I provide fuel and grease and other stuff. Like I carry all the oils for the machine. So in some cases, it's fuel, grease, and oil. You know, all depends on what's going on. And we're unfortunately, the way we're spread out at the moment in my local area, and we're not the only one doing subdivisions and things like that. It's pretty crazy here in southeast Queensland, the amount of development that's going on. Places that used to be, acreage or quarter acre blocks. We're a quarter acre block here. They've now, like next door to us, has got 10 or 11 townhouses on it. They're building shoeboxes now, not in some cases they're building matchboxes. That's what suits some people. Others it doesn't. I like the space that we've got here. In fact, when they were building the places next door, they wanted to buy half our property office. Financially, it probably would have been all right, maybe not, but we would have lost so much. I wouldn't have had this big shed and so many other things, Eventually, if the right price came along, we'd probably move, but nobody's come with the right price yet. So anyway, that's the story. I think that's about it. I've been babbling on now for about 40 odd minutes. So I'd just like to thank everyone. Full disclosure, I am monetized on YouTube now. If you'd like to support me in any way, there are ways that you can support us. You don't have to. You support me by just being here and being in the chat and joining in the live chat and watching the videos when I upload them, which happens from time to time. Things are evolving. I'm slowly getting better at what I'm doing. Thanks to you guys for encouraging me and putting up with me and learning, with all my little mistakes and things like that. So you guys, whatever way you want to support me, I'm really happy. Whether it's just a way of just giving back. Oh, thanks, G. I really appreciate that. I've learned off you. G is one of the guys who's helped me. Many of these guys, people that you see in the chat, have helped me. G is just one of them. Cody and Roger, Peter, Bill, all you guys have helped out. Everyone, little suggestions here and there, little improvements here and there, and it's really good. G does food reviews. He's also known as Funkin' Hungry. Go over to his channel, give him a like, watch some of his food reviews. They're pretty good. He does some really funny ones. He's done some great ones. Maybe it'd be good for some of these guys we get to on a Saturday night on G's channel and do a live stream, and it's just it goes from one subject to another. It's totally off topic, that's for sure. There's no set pattern or anything. We sort of tend to go from one or the other. And right, get that off there. So yeah, go check out these guys in the chat. They've all got channels. Go look them up. They do some good stuff. Not everyone puts content out. This is a learning curve, like I said. Certainly enjoying it. I'd like to do more, but I've got to find that balance of not too much, not too little, all that sort of thing. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight along this, crazy adventure that we're on. You're going to see more content. It'll be more restoration, more parts, and so on. Further down the track, this thing will go back together. You'll see that come to life much, maybe, roughly 6 months down the track or something like that. Hopefully sooner, but it all depends on the dreaded four-letter word. But thanks. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Look after yourself. Say good day to your mum, your dad, whoever, your grandma, your auntie, your uncle, your dogs, your pets. Give them a pat from me. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Bye for now. Whistle.